Hey, welcome to our summer quickie, summer challenges, marriage challenges we're doing with Trey and Lee and our Stronger Marriage podcast. These are short, little, quick challenges just to give you something to do this week with your spouse. And so last week, you got date night, and hopefully you get that done or it's on your schedule. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about romance. And romance probably looks different to you than it does your spouse. Does that make sense? Romance to me looks a little different than it does to Lee. The things that I think are romantic, she may like and she may consider them romantic, but I promise you there's some things in her list or her opinion of things I do that's romantic that I'm like, that's not romantic, but they are to her. And so your challenge is going to be to ask your spouse, to have a conversation with your spouse. You can just say, hey, Trey and Lee want us to have this discussion. What are some things that I do that you think are romantic? What are some things that are romantic?
Yeah, you did that to me one time, and the answer I gave you was totally not what you were expecting.
No, we were driving down the road, and I was thinking it was going to be something that dealt with sex, all right? That's what I was thinking, and I remember I said, what is something I do you think's romantic? And you said, oh, I know. And I thought, yes. Wow, I must be good at this because you answered quickly. And you immediately said, you fill up my car with gas. And I thought, what? I was so confused. I really was. I thought maybe you didn't understand my question. And I actually said, that has nothing to do with sex. And you said, it does. You just don't realize it. And it kind of made me realize that things that maybe you think are romantic, I didn't even know they were romantic, and I need to do those things more often. And so ask your spouse what it is that you think is romantic.
Yeah, we kind of get this idea maybe from movies or I don't even know what, that romance is bubble baths and candles and soft music and rose petals on the bed or whatever. I don't know. Those are the kind of things we think, ooh, that's romantic.
I like bubble baths.
And I love all those things, but it can be so much more. Like like I said, filling my car up with gas. That's how you tell me I'm important to you. Yeah. And so I appreciate those kind of gestures. And honestly, the love languages, if you know your love language, if you know your spouse's love languages, that's going to tie in pretty closely, I think, to what you think is romantic. If your love language is touch, which Trey's is, then, if I'm giving him a hug and a kiss for no reason, just, I don't know.
Pretty romantic.
I mean, just lots of touch he thinks, hey, this is romantic. A massage would be really romantic to him, those kinds of things. My love language is acts of service. So naturally filling my car up with gas, that kind of was what came to my mind. Anytime he does, brings me my coffee to me, while maybe I'm sitting in my chair, really focused on something, and he'll come over and just hand me my cup of coffee. And I'm like, hey, that's so sweet. Yeah. That's romantic. But yeah, little gift, that might be how somebody, what somebody thinks is really romantic is when their spouse brings them some kind of little gift, or maybe it's just telling them how awesome they are, that words of affirmation.
True.
Maybe it's just sitting down on the couch and saying, hey, I'm going to watch your favorite show with you. Quality time,
That's a good point.
Those are so whatever, your love languages could be very closely tied to how you view romance. But it's a great time to ask your spouse, what do you think is romantic?
Yeah. When you were saying a while ago, when you reach over and just touch my arm for no reason at all, it immediately makes me think, she really loves me. She really does. She likes me.
Yep.
And I mean, I've done nothing to deserve that, and you just told me you love me, and that just makes me feel good. And so figure out what your spouse thinks is romantic. Do some of those things. Maybe it's their favorite candy bar that you buy at the store, or bringing them their favorite ice cream or their favorite coffee from Starbucks. Yeah. Find some way to serve your spouse this week in a way they think is romantic. That's your challenge.
So that's your challenge. Ask your spouse, what is romantic to you? And then do whatever it is they said.
There you go.
That's it.
All right. There's your challenge for the week. Hopefully you will get this done. We'll see you next week.